Welcome back in, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma here. Again, we are back. Again, with the way the storms have been playing out today, we have now had both host locations lose power or internet in some capacity, and so we are running on backup generator power for this stream here across the state of Michigan. So again, welcome back in. This is like part 4 coverage, I think, by now. Again, I am Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. We are tracking live thunderstorms across the state. It is now 4:15 p.m. So if it's not 4:15 p.m., at your location, this is not the current live stream for you. So again, be advised, we do lose power too with our location. So again, we're not completely out of the woods in terms of severe weather. We do have to boot up our generators and whatnot to get it started once more. So again, welcome back in. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for multiple locations across the state. We'll go from north to south to start back up. We got severe thunderstorm warning for Clare in Isabella County. This is a little tortilla-shaped severe thunderstorm warning. This is in effect until 4:30. Midland, Bay, Saginaw counties. This one is in effect also till 4:30. That is for 70 mile per hour winds. Tuscola County, one of our new severe thunderstorm warnings. This is in effect until 5:15 p.m. for 70 mile per hour winds. Down to the south, we have Shiawassee County, eastern half, in effect for 70 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail. Genesee County, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5 p.m. This is in effect for 70 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail. Livingston County, severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mile per hour winds in effect until 5 p.m. Ingham County, Jackson County, primarily the eastern half of the counties, in effect until 4:45 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. Washtenaw County, in effect until 5:15 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. Tiny little sliver of Hillsdale County, and I mean the tiniest of little slivers, in effect until 5 p.m. for far eastern Hillsdale County. Lenawee County, severe thunderstorm warning in effect here until 4:45 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. Lenawee County in effect till 5:15 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. Most of the storm motions on these storms right now off to the east and east-northeast, they're around 40 miles per hour. It kind of averages up and down the lines a little bit higher. So if you are up near Genesee County and Livingston County, it's going a little bit faster, 50 miles per hour. Also over here into the thumb, severe thunderstorm warning for St. Clair County. This one is in effect till 5 p.m. for 60 mile per hour winds. This includes locations such as North Street, Rattle Run, Goodell's, Brockway, Smiths Creek, Wadhams, Center, Avoca, Jetto, and Blaine there in St. Clair County. So a whole slew of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for east central lower Michigan. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different counties in a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, if you know you're in any one of these orange boxes, you should be taking shelter and staying in shelter until these gusty winds do go through. Again, apologies for any disruptions in the streams today for those who are just tuning back in. We've had to deal with power outages. I was the original host. Power went out twice at my location. Ryan took over. He is now out of power and internet in Monroe County, and so now I'm taking back over on generator backup. And so this is supposed to be one set of severe weather coverage. Has now been split into 3 here today. So again, thank you for your patience, everyone. Again, we get impacted just like you guys across the state of Michigan for severe weather, including those damaging winds bringing down power. So take that into account. Again, we've had confirmed gusty winds occurring today, and so if you are still not impacted by a severe thunderstorm warning, you do know what's heading your way, as we do have severe winds rolling through the area. New severe thunderstorm warning popping in right now. This is going to be for, looks like Wayne and Oakland, I believe, is what's popping in. I'm waiting for the details here behind the scenes. There it is. It is all of Oakland and all of Wayne counties. There's your new orange box on the screen. National Weather Service in Detroit Pontiac has issued this severe thunderstorm warning till 5:30 p.m. All of Wayne, all of Oakland. At 4:18, severe thunderstorms are located along the line extending from South Line to Dundee, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard is 60 mile per hour winds. A lot of locations in this severe thunderstorm warning. This will be near Novi, Milford, Canton, South Line, Northville, and Belleville as early as 4:25. Romulus as early as 4:30. Livonia around 4:35. West Bloomfield, Clarkston around 4:40. Southfield, Pontiac, Ortonville, 4:45. Oxford, Birmingham as early as 4:55. Troy, Royal Oak around 5. Rochester after 5 o'clock. I heard whoever that was. I'm not sure who it was, though.
Joel, copy.
Yep, I got you, Ryan.
Just FYI, 81 measured. 81 measured.
Thank you for that report. I'm assuming at your location?
Correct.
Sounds good. Thank you for the report. So Ryan can confirm in the Dundee area, measured confirmed 81 mile per hour in Dundee. So that is some very severe winds in the Dundee area right now. You can see it on the airport radar. It's showing up as 58 miles per hour at 181 feet off the ground. It is likely finishing up its downburst right now, but that was some pretty severe winds. Again, Ryan just got impacted. He was the original host of the stream, now without power and internet, so I have taken back over. But again, if you're in Monroe County, this isolated cell that's out in front of the main line is producing some very heavy winds of perhaps even 80 miles per hour, confirmed at the surface in the Dundee area from his location. And that is heading off to the northeast, so that would be clipping portions of southern Wayne with time. We are also watching off to the west, the main line, of course, heading through Washtenaw County and Livingston. And so we have a lot going on out there. Again, apologies if you guys got kicked off of the stream. We did lose power and internet twice now. Again, with all the storms rolling through, we're impacted just like you guys across the state of Michigan. So good idea to reshare the stream, re-like the stream, share it out with your friends and family. It's a good idea to get everyone back in here if they don't realize we are back live again. We are indeed live again. And so a lot of people don't realize that when we do lose stream, we have to restart it from the beginning. So again, if you haven't already, please hit that like and share button. It goes a long way. Also, any of these... Gotcha. Sounds good. Let's see if I have... There we go. Now you're live. It's ahead of the camera. It's okay. It's Chandler up there and Bob right below me. Again, Vice President, Marketer of Growth here at MSC. He is going to be helping out as well here on stream while Ryan tends to staying safe in the Monroe County area. We are very close to having the entirety of eastern Michigan in some sort of severe thunderstorm warning. We're just waiting on Macomb, Lapeer, Sanilac, and Huron counties to get an extension of these warnings. I would imagine they're coming very soon. First up, Lapeer County. Gusty winds right now all up and down this line, especially if you go all the way back up into Clare County. It kind of curls back like a big old comma. Clare County all the way through Midland County, Bay County, Saginaw County, now just starting to enter Tuscola County. There's our frontal edge right there. Impacting downtown Flint and Burton right now at the current time. Also extending down through downtown Howell. I need to find out where my live camera went because I can see downtown Howell. There we go. Yeah, it's very sunny out there. Just trying to get a good cam here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find our Burton camera. There we go. Now you're unmuted. Once again, this is Chandler, everybody. He's below me. Now that everyone can hear you.
Here I am. Been a busy day of weather, Joel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. There's our Burton camera. There's the winds rolling through Burton right now, courtesy of Guardian Technologies at the Guardian headquarters. As looking south, and you can see the rain curtains blowing across the road there. Here comes our new considerable
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So Lapeer is fourth to last, I guess you could say, for a severe thunderstorm warning here on the east side of the state. I know Macomb County has already gotten a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but for the main line that's incoming, severe thunderstorm warnings are incoming. So, new warning coming into effect here. See it popping in the center of the screen. It is a considerable for all of Lapeer County until 5:30 p.m. At 4:24, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Millington to Burton to Heartland, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This is 70 mile per hour wind gusts. As radar indicated, tree damage is likely to mow homes, roofs, and outbuildings. This will be near Columbia, Otter Lake around 4:30, Lapeer around 4:40, Hadley 4:45, North Branch, Clifford 4:50, Metamora 5 o'clock, Lum 5:05, Brown City 5:15. Other locations impacted by these severe thunderstorms include Goodland Township, Burnside, Attica, Elba, Kings Mill, Silverwood, and Thornville for protection moved to interior room on the lowest floor of the building. As once again, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour winds. And that is all. Hail is less than penny-sized in nature. Again, we do apologize for the live cutting out. Again, we did lose power and internet twice today with the thunderstorms rolling through our area. So again, welcome back in if you are just tuning in. I am currently on generator backup and hosting the stream. And at some point, we are actually going to need to refill my generator soon. So at some point, we may need to have Chandler take over live stream operations because I am going to need to refill the generator.
Boy,
Yeah.
do you,
That requires us to turn off the power and everything. So, yeah.
do you want me to just take over here in a minute, or?
Nope,
How do you
it's
wanna do
fine. It's fine. We're going to go until we can't no more.
All right.
So we're just rolling with the punches today. We're going to have like 5 parts to the stream if these storms don't exit the state soon. Watching that cell near Lum. That's quite interesting look on it. But that is not what is warned. It is the stuff that is back here in the Flint area. So at this time, the St. Clair severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. And so they are now out of the clear for that warning. So Huron, Sanilac, St. Clair, and Macomb counties are the only counties not in a severe thunderstorm warning right now on the east side of the state. Everywhere else on the east side of the state is in a severe thunderstorm warning. The clearing line is now 127. If you are to the west of 127, you guys are in the clear. Anywhere you see these orange boxes on your screen, that is your severe thunderstorm warning is considerable with the red outline. Anywhere where it is just the orange boxes with the black outline, that is your non-considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. And those are in effect for 70 mile per hour winds for the considerable and 60 mile per hour winds for the non-considerable. Again, there's levels to the severe thunderstorm warning. The bottom line is if you are in a severe thunderstorm warning, you should be taking shelter no matter what, no matter the level. It's, again, 60 mile per hour winds. Those will bring down trees through your exterior walls, so take shelter in a lowest floor if possible. Stay away from windows, and if needed, jump into a bathtub, protect yourself from flying debris. Also, as a reminder, for those who are new and just tuning in today, the wind is sometimes preceding the precipitation. So be advised, the wind will often arrive 5 minutes prior to some of these, some of this rain is actually moving through the area out there. So if you are in a severe thunderstorm warning right now but not receiving precipitation, you still want to be taking shelter until these warnings do expire. So keep that in mind. If you're hearing sirens out there, they are for whatever your county decides the policy is. And as a reminder, every single county in the state of Michigan has different policies for their severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings or whatever warnings out there. And as a reminder, warnings are your last mode. It's your fail-safe to receive severe alerts. So if you're caught outside without shelter and you're not supposed to hear sirens inside, if you can, it's a bonus. But again, they're your fail-safe when all other technology does expire. So here at MSC, we're live during all severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings in the state. That's one mode you can get warning. Also, Midland Weather Radios, good pickup if you haven't gotten them yet. Also, alerts on your phone. And of course, as always, you can get text message alert systems from various sources out there. So multiple different ways to receive warning other than sirens. Again, if you're hearing sirens out there, there's no tornado warnings in effect. They're not called tornado sirens. They're called outdoor warning sirens. And so some certain counties or cities will sound their sirens for severe thunderstorm warnings. So keep that in mind. Use it as a learning opportunity and feel free to spread that knowledge. Again, as sirens are often your last mode to receive warning. Also looking at our warnings right now across the state, Clare County, Midland County, Saginaw, and Bay and Shiawassee County have all been dropped from the severe thunderstorm warning. You guys are in the clear. These severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way, extend all the way down into northern Ohio as well. Lucas County, Ohio. So if you're in the Toledo region, you are also in a severe thunderstorm warning down there. If you know you're traveling that way or know somebody coming in from Michigan, coming into Michigan, it's a good idea to kind of tell them to hold off and just kind of wait it out and then continue your drive. If you're driving in from Ohio today. We're almost there. Current time 4:31 at the bottom of the screen. Make sure that you are watching it live. We got you covered from beginning to end when these storms roll through. Okay, main hazard today is your wind. And this line extends all the way up into Presque Isle and Alpena counties. They had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings there earlier that have been allowed to expire for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. We still have a bunch of isolated cells moving through northeast Michigan right now that are non-severe, but could be strong. We're just not seeing that become the severe in nature, which is 60-mile-per-hour winds and or 1-inch hail like we usually see. Excuse me. We also have a nice core moving into Brighton. The edge of that line is moving in right now. Take a look at our CSW dental cam looking south from Brighton. There is your rain core and your wind core. In fact, check out those trees. I know it's a little bit laggy, but those trees are moving like crazy down there at the surface. And those are likely 60+ mile-per-hour winds moving through Brighton as we speak here in Livingston County. Again, Oakland County, Wayne County, you guys are up next for this line of severe winds. 60 miles per hour is your main concern. The blue warnings you see on here are special marine warnings. Those are basically severe thunderstorm warnings for the waters. So you can see Lake Huron has some, Saginaw Bay has some, even the Detroit River and portions of Lake Erie and Lake St. Clair also have special marine warnings in effect. So again, those are for boaters. If you know anyone out boating today, not a good idea to be out there. Overturned water vessels can occur with these winds. So please take that into account, especially if you know someone that is out boating. Tell them to seek safe harbor immediately until this line does move through. Let's take a look at some of our other cameras around the area. I think I'm trying to pull up our Lapeer camera. I'm getting these all queued up behind the scenes though, so you guys won't be able to see them, but definitely some shelf clouds moving in across the area. Those are those low-hanging clouds that you often see that look ominous, but are just a sign of damaging wind moving in. And so right now we're seeing that across the area. If I take the Lapeer cam full here in just a second, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So there you go. Courtesy of 3-Dimensional Services Group. Shout out to that business for sponsoring this weather camera at their office there in Lapeer. And this is looking to the west and north at that shelf cloud that is moving in. So if I point a mouse here, there's your shelf cloud. Usually a sign of strong downburst winds moving into the area. And we'll see it get windy here in just a second. In fact, you can already see it getting gusty there on the left side of the screen with the American flag blowing up to the north. So keep an eye on this camera behind the scenes, one of many cameras across southeast Michigan. And the edge of this wind right now is, again, we're looking at our velocity radar. So once again, this is the measurement of wind in the atmosphere. Now the problem here is our range folded. So all this purple mess that you see on radar, that is bad data that is getting covered up because it's not real data coming in. It's basically the beam is shooting out, and as the beam is shooting out from the radar site, it is hitting incoming data that's coming back in. So it puts out these unrealistic wind speeds that are just not helpful. And so what they do is they just cover it up because, again, beams coming at the same time, so they'll show probably like, I don't know, 300 mile per hour winds, and that's obviously not happening out there. So range folded kind of covers up that bad data. And so anywhere you see the purple on our velocity radar, that is bad data that does come in. Radar is awesome. It just still has limitations to it that unfortunately just cannot be fixed. So
I am back, just FYI.
okay. Sweet. We got all three of us here. I'm looking at our MEDAR station here real quick. It looks like the Midland Saginaw area is gusting to 60 confirmed. So that was earlier.
MBS 63.
Okay, perfect. Damage report, large tree down on Hackberry Road around 50 foot in height. That is just to the south of Saginaw in Bridgeport, Michigan. That was confirmed from earlier. A lot of tree damage coming in out there this evening. That will continue as this line moves across to the east side of the state. So Lapeer, Tuscola are in that warning right now. Sanilac and Huron counties are going to be up next. Lapeer still has that really good view on this line coming in too. I'm going to go ahead and stop radar. And it's actually right where this is trying to bow out. So I'll go ahead and switch back to that real quick. There's your shelf cloud. You can see it's moving rather quickly across the area. You'll start to see it get really gusty here in a moment. It's already gusting, of course, out ahead of this line, but once that line moves over the camera, winds will become directly out of the west here. And you can actually see some of the rain that's falling up inside of that storm too. So it looks ominous. Thankfully, no tornadoes out there today at the current time. But these are gusty winds, and you need to be taking that seriously. 60 to 70 mile per hour winds impacting Lapeer County now in east central Michigan. So you know anyone in Lapeer, Tuscola, Oakland, Wayne counties, good time to share this information with them or hit that like button. Again, it goes a long ways in helping your fellow Michiganders. We've got plenty of wind moving across the state right now, so we have a lot to cover. It extends all the way down from Toledo through Monroe County, all the way up into Wayne, Oakland, Genesee, Lapeer, Tuscola counties, and isolated cells even impacting portions of northeast lower that are not severe in nature. Got Austin's cam there live. Austin right now is in Lansing. So he's behind this last storm. So he is not chasing anything at the current time. Really disliking this range folded here, guys. It's really tough to see. Gonna have to switch between the radar sites. Figure out exactly where these winds are the gustiest. And at the current time with the airport radar, it looks like it is going to be Barton Hills and Bridgewater there in Washtenaw County. Still looking like 50-ish mile per hour winds in the Monroe and Lenawee County area. Nothing like we were seeing earlier. We do have a gusty pocket of wind near Flat Rock, and that is 59 mile per hour winds at 138 feet off the ground. So I just got a report in actually off of Facebook of an elementary school that has been, I don't know if the word destroyed is mentioned, but there is a complete loss of the roof. Lakewood Elementary School, I believe that is in Lake Odessa from earlier storms. Again, there's a lot of damage that have just come in. I just got that photo come in from, I believe, my dad behind the scenes here. So again, this damaging wind is, we're now just starting to see the pieces that have come in from some of this
Well,
70
there's
to 80 mile
no
per hour winds.
injuries with that we have heard so far. I cannot confirm that, but I have no reports of injuries from that event. As far as I know, that all of the kids that were there are safe.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, but I just saw that photo come in here from Lakewood. That's actually right down the road from me too, and so glad to hear that no injuries or deaths have been reported from that. But again, significant loss of the roofing there, as shown behind the scenes from Lakewood Elementary.
Chandler, I can confirm officially there's no injuries.
So far today, we're probably up to at least 50 or so severe thunderstorm warnings now today. This has been a well-warned event for this event. And again, the warnings do continue right now, starting to clear the US 23 corridor. So if you are to the west of US 23, you guys are going to be good here very, very soon. Not quite completely for parts of Livingston and Genesee counties, but we're getting there. And Lapeer County is now starting to get some of that wind. There's the front edge of that shelf cloud. And courtesy of 3-Dimensional Services Group. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring this PTZ camera that can pan, tilt, and zoom. And up next for that line of storms that you're seeing right now in Lapeer would be North Branch, Lum, Imlay City, Metamora, up towards Mayville and Kingston in Tuscola County. Who is that on radio?
I have no idea who that was.
Gotcha.
Some pretty gusty winds moving to Downriver there off of the Flat Rock region, heading in toward our camera at Riverview.
New severe coming in.
Also, I'm down to 3 screens. One of my screens is not working, so just FYI.
Sounds good. There comes that new warning on the screen. This is going to be for all of Huron County, issued by the National Weather Service in Detroit until 5:45 p.m. Eastern. At 4:42, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 9 miles south of All Gray to Gagetown to Mayville, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard is 60 mile per hour winds. It is radar indicated. Damaged roof, siding, and trees is the impacts, and this line of severe thunderstorms will be near Pigeon and Owendale as early as 4:50. Got Caseville and Elkton, 4:55. Bad Axe as early as 5 p.m. on the nose. Kind, around 5:05. You got Ubly and Port Austin, 5:10. Sorry, Ubly, Port Austin, 5:10. Port Hope, 5:25, and Harbor Beach, around 5:30. Other locations impacted by this line of severe thunderstorms include Redmond, Parisville, Huron City, White Rock, Ivanhoe, Rapson, Grindstone City, Bayport, Pinnebog, and Ruth. For protection, move to an interior floor on the lowest floor of a building. Interior room on the lowest floor of a building. It's also just 60 mile per hour winds. There's no hail threat for Huron County. I believe the pocket of wind that they're looking at right now is right outside of Unionville near Bach. A little bit of red showing up there right on East Bay City Forestville Road. Again, same area that was impacted yesterday by the severe weather that impacted this region. So back-to-back days. And again, after today, we still are expecting more severe weather, potentially later tonight, but primarily throughout the day tomorrow, Tuesday, the 19th of May.
Joel, I'm going to try this. I'm not sure if my computer is going to allow me to, but I'm going to share my screen with cameras into them. I had the Riverview cam pulled up, looking at the storm heading into Riverview, and it has some pretty significant gust over Woodhaven right now,
Yeah.
per the DTW radar. So this is facing west, courtesy of Electronic Tech Solutions. We'll leave it pulled up here, and we should get a good idea how gusty these winds are here in a few seconds. Over 85,000 customers now without power across Michigan.
It's been a busy day.
Indeed.
We're very close to canceling Livingston County here. About probably 5 minutes away. Western Livingston County has been trimmed to still include portions of the Brighton area and South Lyon. So Tyler, got it. Perfect. We'll go ahead and pull him in. There we go. You can see with motion here, the line is primarily heading off to the northeast. There's a lot of chasers in the area. I gotta turn all these chasers off. There's so many dots out there. But here's your projected radar right now over the last 30 or so minutes. And where is it heading? It's heading off towards the thumb. So again, if you're in Sanilac, St. Clair, Macomb counties, even up there towards Huron, this Boeing segment is heading your way with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. If we go up to the north, in fact, the northern half of this line is almost heading due north now, and we can still see a couple gusty pockets of wind here across the Roscommon and Ogemaw areas with time. At the current time, though, no statements in effect, and so nothing to be concerned about other than thunder and lightning and some small hail across northeastern lower Michigan. Primary hazard is going to be off to the south and east of All Gray, where the winds are the gustiest right now, 60 miles per hour. That was Ben.
Yeah, it was Ben.
Last I checked, his cam wasn't live, so. Yeah, his cam is not live right now. But I believe that's because he did lose power and he's unable to go back live. So everyone's getting impacted by power outages today, including us here at MSC.
For real.
Snap a picture.
He is sending a picture.
The camera in Riverview is starting to shake, and I believe we're starting to get wind gusts picking up here. Yes, we are.
Go back to the Electronic Tech Solutions cam.
See those trees on the left side starting to sway there. Here comes the wind. Probably right on 40 or so mile per hour winds right now. 30 or 40. The worst of the winds is still about a mile or so away, so. Got a pocket of some stronger winds now back down in Milan Azalea area, as well as down again near the Ida Township area. Yeah, near Azalea.
So there we go. I'm muted. There we go. I was mentioning the wind is, as you were mentioning here, Ryan, Milan on Crow Road near US 23 and Wells Road. That's one pocket. Second pocket down here, 5 miles south of Petersburg, and over here to Southgate and Riverview. If there is 67 mile per hour winds like the radar is denoting, we will see those on Ryan's cam. He does have the Electronic Tech Solutions cam pulled up in Riverview. So let us know if you guys are in the Downriver area, Woodhaven, Trenton, Riverview. What are you guys seeing in terms of the wind? I see winds are bad in Southgate. And again, we're looking at radar right now, velocity radar. 61, 62 near Southgate. Here's your new update coming in right now. 66 right on Williamsburg Street in downtown Riverview. This extends down towards Woodhaven and Trenton. On Grange Road, winds of 60 to 65 here. So all of the Downriver area. So that is southern Wayne County. Again, downriver, all of it south of Dearborn. Go ahead and check back with our DTX radar. We'll see those winds as well from there. There's also a pocket of wind impacting the Ford Road area near Teeple Lake Road. And that is going to be heading towards Waterford and Clarkston in central Oakland County. That is this little pocket right here, showing on radar. It's gusting out forward, and that's heading right for the radar site. So we'll have to see what the National Weather Service Detroit has to say about those winds as they pass over their location. Shiawassee has been trimmed. You guys are good in Shiawassee County. Severe thunderstorm warnings remain in effect for Huron, Tuscola, Genesee, Lapeer, Livingston, primarily eastern, Oakland, Washtenaw, Wayne, and Monroe counties. If you're in Lenawee and points west, you guys are in the clear, so that does include Hillsdale as well. The US 23 corridor is being cleared as we speak right now, minus the Ann Arbor area. And hopefully by 6 o'clock, this line will be out of the state. We have hope. That can be done prior to 8 o'clock like the watch is in effect for. Now, as mentioned, that watch is in effect until 8 p.m. for the entire Lower Peninsula, but throughout the day, they trim back that watch. So they start removing counties from west to east. So, for example, West Michigan, no longer in those warnings, or in the watches from earlier as issued around 2 o'clock. So, we are almost there, but for the time being, we do have the M53 corridor that is up next here in the thumb for any severe thunderstorm warnings. And speaking of the M53 corridor, new severe thunderstorm warning now popping in. Go ahead and get those details read off in just a second. See a lot of you guys' damage reports coming in behind the scenes. Thank you guys so much for sharing those with us. And you can direct message those to us or send them over via Discord, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Additionally, we also have a Michigan Weather Reports community page on Facebook. So just type in Michigan Weather Reports. Feel free to request to join. Make sure to fill out the entry questions, and then you guys can submit your damage upon joining.
Got more large trees down and emergency vehicles here in North Adams.
So here's your new severe thunderstorm warning popping in. National Weather Service Detroit Pontiac has issued this severe thunderstorm warning for Sand and Lat County till 6:15 p.m. At 4:53, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 6 miles southwest of Cass City to North Branch to Ortonville, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This is 60 mile per hour winds. This line of severe thunderstorms will be near Marlette as early as 5 o'clock. Brown City, 5:05. Argyle, 5:15. Sandusky as early as 5:20. Peck and Melvin as early as 5:25. Deckerville as early as 5:30. Carsonville as early as 5:35. Forestville, Applegate as early as 5:40. Other locations impacted by this line of severe thunderstorms in Sanilac County include Birch Beach, McGregor, Amador, Snover, Jewel, Elmer, Valley Center, New Greenleaf, Tyre, and Decker. For your protection, move to interior room on the lowest floor of the building. This is a level 1 base severe thunderstorm warning for Sanilac County. A couple pockets here on our velocity radar. The lead cells, actually, in Sandusky and Port Sanilac do have some 60-mile-per-hour winds in the center of the storm. That might be downbursting right now, so be on alert if you are in Sandusky and Port Sanilac for these tiny little cells. Otherwise, the majority of the wind right now is going to be back here in the Cassidy and Kingston area, eventually heading into Snover and far western Sanilac County very soon. So St. Clair and Macomb counties are the only counties still not in a severe thunderstorm warning at the current time. So I always get these comments, especially when I go to presentations of, oh, my area always gets missed by the severe storms or yada yada. Well, today it's been everybody. So everyone gets in on the action today. Severe winds of 60 miles per hour or greater have been impacting the state. And we have seen this wind crossed the entire state from earlier this afternoon. Berrien County, Van Buren, Allegan, Ottawa, went through the Grand Rapids area, knocked out power for at least 50,000 across West Michigan, through the Lansing, through the Jackson area, now all the way over here to the east side of the state. We've also seen some isolated severe thunderstorm warnings pop in from really the Traverse City region up to the Gaylord area and even up towards Alpena, so crossing that M32 corridor throughout the afternoon for both a hail and wind risk up there. They saw some pretty large hailstones there earlier, and if you guys do have hailstone reports from up north earlier, feel free to send those in as well. Go back down to our wind in Metro Detroit. Switching over to the Detroit radar real quick. And switching over to our velocity. And you'll see Lincoln Park, Southgate still dealing with those winds at the current time. Also in Wyandotte and Ecorse, River Rouge, heading up towards downtown Detroit in the moments to come. Nice little look at the rain heading through Ida and maybe at the current time. Just a good downpour out there, a lot of thunder and lightning. Wind seems to be lesser than it was earlier, and so we may see that warning be trimmed from Monroe early, as well as Washtenaw County very, very soon as these storms leave the area. The only considerable severe thunderstorm warning that is now in effect, with Genesee being trimmed and western Tuscola County being trimmed, is Lapeer. We're getting to the point now where our winds are starting to die off completely. We're getting to the point actually where these winds are now starting to drop below severe criteria. So we're almost there. Storms are starting to weaken. But until that happens, we will be live tracking from beginning to end. Winds are now impacting the radar site as well in the Clarkston, Pontiac area. Looking up to the north, we got Lake Orion and Oxford, a little pocket of wind on Tonkawa Trail. About to cross into Manitou Lane. That's to the west of Lapeer Road right now. So Oxford and Lake Orion, I do believe we have our weather camera there in Lake Orion. That might have a good look at this. Is that confirmed, Ryan? Can you see a good shot at that?
Where? Lake Orion?
Yeah.
I did not see anything on the camera.
Okay. You did it, everybody. Severe thunderstorm warning now for all of Macomb and St. Clair. That now makes it every single county in southern Michigan has seen a severe thunderstorm warning today, especially from this line of gusty winds. A new severe thunderstorm warning is now coming into effect right now. We'll get the details popping in just a second. And just like every other warning out there, this last one for St. Clair Macomb is taking forever to load as well. There we go. The National Weather Service in Detroit Pontiac has issued this severe thunderstorm warning for Macomb and St. Clair County. So if you're watching from these areas, hello everyone. We made it to you guys officially. If you are watching from Macomb and St. Clair County, your severe thunderstorm warning expires as late as 6:30 p.m., so an hour and a half. At 4:59, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from North Branch to Livonia, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. It is 60 mile per hour wind gusts possible with this line. This will be near Warren and Sterling Heights around 5:10, Romeo 5:20, Clinton Township 5:25, St. Clair Shores, Mount Clemens, Capac, Macomb Township as early as 5:30, Armada 5:35, Yale 5:40, New Baltimore, Richmond, Memphis, Emmett as early as 5:45, and Algonac as early as 6:10. Other locations impacted by this line of severe thunderstorms includes Anchorville, North Street, Roseville, Shelby Township, Lynn Township, Ray Center, Brockway, Utica, Washington, and Fort Gratiot. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. Livingston County has been trimmed officially. You guys are in the clear. Apologies, it's Armada, according to chat here. So what you're looking at right now is our reflectivity radar. This is the intensity of the rain that is falling. We often switch between our two radar sources. So this is your rain radar. The hotter the colors, the heavier the rain, sometimes hail, but in most cases just the rain today. We switch it over to our velocity, our red and green radar. You can call it the Christmas radar. That is winds heading towards and away from a radar site. So in this case, we're using the Detroit radar out there in Clarkston. And the winds that are heading away from the radar are going to show up as red. Winds heading towards are going to be in green. And the brighter the colors get, the heavier the winds are going to be. So in this case, you can see right now in the Oxford area specifically, you have some very gusty winds. As mentioned, Lake Orion and Oxford are getting the gustiest right now. Those reds are changing to oranges and yellows that they're so gusty. And right now those are passing over Parker Lake Drive. Looks like a little bit of a subdivision there. Right off of Lakeville Road. So Dunlap Circle and Lakeville Drive, some gusty winds. If I hover my mouse over it, of 67 to 68 miles per hour possible. And this is being read at 770 feet off the ground. So it's very, very close to mixing to the ground if it isn't already, as this heads down Lakeville Road towards Hosner Road. So Leonard would be up next if those winds do continue your way. You can see if, as I loop it back and forth here, that yellow is increasing as it heads off to the northeast. So eventually heading off towards Almont and Dryden. Also right now, we do have a lot of damage reports coming in. And we are posting those on our Facebook page right now, as well as some of them do make it to X and Instagram, but most of them are being posted on our Facebook page right now. Michigan Storm Chasers, if you want to search it up. And so if you missed out on any of the damage that's been coming in today, again, we appreciate you guys' damage reports. We're relaying those to you guys on our social media pages. If you want to see what you guys have missed, that is there. This pocket of wind continues to expand. That has grown significantly in nature. Again, this is now 70 mile per hour winds possible on Noble Road near Hosner, crossing over Lake George Road and Leonard Road right now, and heading into downtown Leonard in the next minute or two.
I have the Lake Orion cam pulled up. There is a shelf cloud coming into view right now.
That is as of 5:05. Okay. Forgot which side of Lake Orion they were on.
North side.
Gotcha. Okay. So they're dealing with an isolated cell then right now ahead of the main line. So two different areas of interest in this case. And that's courtesy of Storm Guard Roofing and Construction. Right there in Lake Orion, looking at that shelf cloud.
Check out that pocket of wind just north of Lake Orion.
Yeah, that's what I've been mentioning here, right there on Hosner. At right for Leonard. All of those yellows on radar there. That is your very heavy winds of 60 to 70. The pixel I see, the heaviest wind here is 73, right at the intersection of Hosner. 73 mile per hour winds. Hosner and Noble Road, right at that intersection there. As of 5:03, this wind is now probably off into Leonard by now. So Haven Road, eventually crossing in towards County Highway 11, south of Dryden in Lapeer County. So let us know what you guys are seeing in terms of the wind there in Leonard, but make sure you are safely in shelter before it does come through. Shelter is the most important thing. Again, any damage you guys have after the storms move through is appreciated, and we can send it over to the National Weather Service, and they can issue storm reports. So LSRs, what they call them, live storm reports for surveying, and of course for more issuance of downstream warnings, which obviously right now everyone in the thumb is in a warning, but they could issue additional warnings for perhaps additional spin-up tornadoes or upgraded severe thunderstorm warnings, so considerable or destructive like we saw earlier today in the Grand Rapids area. Winds have expanded. They are now on Haven Road at Leonard Road. These are moving up towards Elmont and Imlay City rather quickly. I'll go ahead and see if I can pull up Imlay City behind the scenes. Imlay City, I don't have. Looks like the camera's down. Winds are heading off to the east. Again, a storm motion today about 40 to 45 miles per hour off to the east. If they're heading off to the west, that would be a concern. We'd have a low pressure system in the air. But these storms are heading directly to the east at 40 to 45 rather quickly. And the next corridor up here is going to be your M19 corridor. So very, very soon for Huron County and Sanilac counties. To the south in St. Clair County, you still got a little bit of time if you're along M19, but it is approaching quickly. Again, 40 to 45 miles per hour. It's a pretty decent clip. So St. Clair County should be taking shelter. Macomb County as well, also taking shelter as these storms do approach. A couple cells traversing through Wayne County at the current time. Go ahead and check out the airport radar to see if there's any significant pockets that are not being detected by the DTX radar, and I'm not seeing anything, Ryan, unless you see something different here in terms of anything over 60 in Monroe or Wayne. But if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me here. I'm not seeing much.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much down that farther south either. I think Monroe and Wayne are looking pretty good. Maybe some gustier winds in downtown Detroit, River Rouge area. Other than that, I'm not seeing much of anything.
Sweet. Oh, we have duplicate warnings being posted on our page, by the way, Ryan, just a heads up. I think one's Warren Gen and one's us, I believe. The good news here, finally, for the first time in probably 2 hours, we no longer have any considerable severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. They downgraded Lapeer to 60 mile per hour winds, which is your baseline severe thunderstorm warning. Again, considerable starts at 70. And so those are all the orange boxes you now see. Those are your 60 mile per hour winds. You back it up a frame, you can see it used to have a red outline. Lapeer County no longer has a red outline. So, good news there. However, we are still watching 60 mile per hour, maybe plus, in the Leonard region. So if you're watching from Leonard, let us know what you guys are seeing out there. If it is confirmed 60 or not. And this is heading towards Macomb and St. Clair counties, specifically towards the Capac and Burrville area eventually. with that isolated lead cell that is now getting embedded into the main line itself. And there is that shelf cloud that's passing over our Lake Orion cam, courtesy of Storm Guard Roofing and Construction. There's a quick little plug of information here. If you guys would love to sponsor a weather camera, please reach out to us at any time. Feel free to send us an email. Our email can be found in our page bio, or you can reach out to Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com. We'll get you set up with what you need to know for setting up a weather camera and becoming a sponsor. We are almost in the clear, and I will say this line looks significantly weaker compared to what it was looking like back when it was around 127 and points to the west. And again, the overall precipitation on our screen here, we're starting to lose a lot of our pink and red cores besides southern Lapeer County. And again, as a sign that this is usually starting to fall apart, we're losing a lot of its instability out there. That'll happen throughout the day. We're now getting into the evening hours out there. There's not a whole lot left to go around, but it is still powerful across anywhere where you see a severe thunderstorm warning, whether that's Huron, Tuscola, Sanilac, Lapeer, St. Clair, Oakland, or Wayne counties. Those are where your severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. Now, Monroe County has been canceled here, so kind of what we were mentioning on the airport radar, not seeing a whole lot above 60 miles per hour anymore, and so Monroe County, you guys are now in the clear as well. If I didn't say it yet, Washtenaw County, you are also in the clear. No more severe thunderstorm warnings there at the current time. It's tough to tell if this is actually elevated or not. Again, as this line of storms moves away from the radar, we start to see that increase of wind, but that is because as you get away from the radar site, as I mentioned earlier, the beam continues to shoot higher and higher into the atmosphere. So that's more space between the lowest elevation of the radar scan and the ground, that area that is becoming larger in nature that we can't see. And so this could just be elevated winds. But again, still confidence in at least 60 mile per hour winds heading into Elmont and Imlay City and Dryden. Again, your information here, the general public, is well appreciated. So if you guys have any damage reports or wind gust measurements at your location, please send them in to us. We'll relay those over to the National Weather Service as quick as we can so they can do with that information as needed. Besides really the M19 corridor here south of Ubley into the Sandusky region, the only pocket we're really watching right now for severe winds, according to this radar from the National Weather Service in Detroit, is Elmont and Imlay City, which if you guys are in Elmont, Imlay City, you guys have less than 5 minutes to be taking shelter, so make sure to do so when you can. So keep that in mind. Interior room, lowest floor of the building. Basement is obviously going to be preferred. If you don't have a sturdy structure, again, bathroom with a bathtub is your next mode of action. Otherwise, again, sturdy structure somewhere else other than your house is recommended. See a lot of comments in here saying it's crazy in X location right now. That makes sense. We've seen that across the state today. And again, these winds are not letting up until they've made it all the way through Michigan and heading into Ontario. So if you're watching over there in Southwest Ontario, again, first and foremost, hello from this side of the border. You guys can see what's coming your way. So feel free to keep that in mind, especially once you get past 6 p.m. here. Southwest Ontario is going to be up next for this line of severe thunderstorms. Once again, this is our part 4 coverage from today. We had to deal with some of our technological issues from the storms, and that is due to the fact that I was the original host. We lost power at my place. Ryan took over, and then he had internet and power issues at his place. I'm now back hosting on generator backup power. And I say part 4 because part 1 was actually at 4:30 a.m. this morning for those who missed it on our YouTube channel. And really any of our social media channels. If you missed it at 4:30 a.m., we were live tracking storms in the Upper Peninsula. So we're really dedicated to making sure every warning is covered from beginning to end. And again, we have not missed a beat today, even though we've had a couple issues with the streams cutting in and out due to power outages. We've still covered every warning from beginning to end live. And there's been, Ryan, I would say probably upwards of 60-ish severe thunderstorm warnings today. Well, at least 60 counties
to go
involved in
back
the severe
and-
thunderstorm warning. So,
Have to go back and count.
yeah. Every single county in southern and central Michigan has seen a severe thunderstorm warning today, from Ottawa, Kent, Montcalm over to Isabella, Midland, and Bay. So that row of counties there, Ottawa, Kent, Montcalm, Isabella, Midland, and Bay, those counties and all counties south have been in at least one warning from this line of storms today. So we are almost done. Right now, the gustiest of the winds are over Imlay City in Elmont. Are we? Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure we're still live on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to drop a hello. It's pretty quiet over there right now. Just looking at the wind on radar, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a short fuse, considerable severe thunderstorm warning, but the baseline is good enough for now. We'll see, though. I also will apologize now. There is not really an efficient way to go back and see all of our live super chats from part 2 and part 3 coverage earlier. So if you guys donated in our part 2 and part 3 coverage earlier in the stream, again, we thank you guys so much. Unfortunately, we don't have that at our disposal here. We'll shout out you guys here in our part 4 coverage here when we can. And again, that will be at some point here at the end of the stream. So thank you guys so much for those who have donated monetarily today. It all goes back to upgrading some of our equipment here at MSC, and just make sure we're staying, afloat here at MSC as well in terms of our coverage and operations 365 days a year. So again, thank you from everyone here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Your gratitude is well received. Current time right now, 5:17, now 5:18 at the bottom of the screen. I am Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma alongside Ryan and also Chandler, or below me. Chandler may still be in here. I did toggle him off because I know he was busy.
I am in here.
Okay. There we go. There he is. So we got a whole team behind the scenes, making sure all the information is getting out in a timely manner. Right now, the main concern for our wind is going to be southern Sanilac and northern St. Clair counties, where you can see all of this red on radar, your outbound wind, changing over to your severe gusts of 60 mile per hour or greater. Tuscola County has been canceled. So Tuscola County, you are no longer in a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as far western Huron County. So Owendale, Sebewaing, Pigeon, Bayport, and Bach. So all clear now for Tuscola. There's all our Facebook comments. They're all rolling in and very, very quickly now. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes our software just throws them all up at the same time. So thank you guys for letting us know that we're still live over there. But the good news is, for the east side of the state, we are really starting to lose our oomph, as we call it, besides that Lapeer cell at the current time. And so we'll likely see Oakland and Wayne dropped here very soon. There goes portions of Lapeer County. They are now trimmed. So Lapeer up towards North Branch and Otter Lake, no longer in that severe thunderstorm warning. Does continue for Imlay City and Elmont, where that core is directly over. And K-Pac is up next within the next 2 minutes, if not already right now at the current time. Macomb County, you guys are also in that severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of your brighter yellows like we're seeing up here to the north. Perhaps another pocket trying to pop up towards Leonard, heading towards Romeo. But for the most part, what I'm seeing on radar is sub-severe. And so we're going to hope it stays that way at the current time. But out of an abundance of caution, the National Weather Service in Detroit, Pontiac has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for all of Huron, all of Sand Lake, all St. Clair and Macomb counties. And these warnings do or will expire around 6 o'clock. Up to the north, we'll go ahead and check in our storms up here. The only warnings up in northeast lower right now are special marine warnings for anyone that's boating. Again, that's the equivalent of a severe thunderstorm warning for the waters. And those are for wind gusts of 40 knots or greater. Other than that, though, I'm just seeing some torrential downpours across the Roscommon and Ogemaw County region. A lot of red and pink out there, actually, across all of these counties in northeast lower. So West Branch, Tawas City, Augrey, Mayo, Alpena, Harrisville, Oscoda, all going to be impacted by some heavy rain and, of course, cloud-to-ground lightning with time, but no severe warnings up there as it stands. Ryan, what's the power outage update look like for the state of Michigan at the current time? Oh, you're, I think, muted. I believe.
I guess I unmuted myself to mute myself. Anyway, 85,000 customers is the latest update that I have. That's been like that for the past like 20 minutes. So I'm not sure if that's updated or if it's stuck, but that's the last update I have.
Gotcha. So that is also maybe a good sign that we are starting to see a lot of our areas no longer seeing those severe winds that are bringing down trees and power lines. So kind of what we've seen happen here as this line gets to the east of 75, it's starting to really lose its oomph and its instability. Other than really that Imlay City area that still kind of catches my attention here for those elevated wind gusts. But again, as we continue to move away from the radar, it looks like those wind gusts are continuing to increase, which means they are likely somewhat suspended above the ground and not mixing completely to the surface. So north-south road of Martin Road, it runs across far western St. Clair County. That's where these winds are currently impacting. Yeah, no problem. We appreciate all the very nice comments you guys have here in chat. Always love to see you guys keep it nice and friendly in chat here. And again, we love what we do in terms of keeping you guys safe. So anytime we see these severe thunderstorm warnings in the state or tornado warnings, we'll be live tracking them from beginning to end. So this goes for anyone that may be new or a new returning member here at MSC. Welcome, first and foremost. We appreciate you guys for tuning into our coverage. We've been around since 2022, but we really started doing these live streams full-time in the back half of 2023. And we are now full-time here at MSC in 2026. So we've got you covered from beginning to end for all severe events. Go ahead.
Harbor Beach Cam has blowing dust.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it. So this is probably get pretty gusty here as this shell cloud passes over.
It's kind of our grand finale here. Once it gets to the Harbor Beach camera, that's when you know we're about ready to wrap this up. But can't quite say that yet for portions south. So St. Clair, Macomb counties is still just entering St. Clair and Macomb.
There's a lot of dust.
Yeah, it is. Wow. We got Oakland and Wayne County. Good news here. Oakland and Wayne trimmed from the severe thunderstorm warning, so we're getting close. Oakland and Wayne, you guys are in the clear. Winds right now in the Capac area could be gusting upwards of still 65 or greater. I see a couple pixels of 70 plus in the Capac area, but again, that is 2,200 feet off the ground. So let us know if that is actually mixed into the ground or not. You can estimate it or give us a handheld measurement with an anemometer if you have one laying around. Or if you have one of those Tempest weather stations, and know those do a good job with reading the wind as well. See your camera here starting to get rocked at Harbor Beach.
Yeah, it is. There's dust in front of the camera here. There's also dust back to the west still. Looks like it's gonna come over those trees.
Let's move quick. Problem is our velocity radar right now, if you look at the screen here, so much range folded going on up here in Huron County. In fact, it's basically all of Huron County in range folded, which is not helpful whatsoever, but that is just limitations of radar technology in this case. So we can't see the velocity winds, we can only see what's happening on camera, and it is gusty there. Take a look at some of the waves actually in the harbor as well. Pretty impressive in terms of the wind. More dust over there to the south.
So much dust.
Yeah. Imperial County, I'd give you guys probably about 3 to 5 more minutes before your warning is canceled. We're getting pretty close. Guess while I have a second here, shout out to some of our members here on YouTube for your support during this live severe weather coverage, especially part 4. Again, we can't read part 3, part 2 because that was old stream. But if you donated here during part 4, appreciate you guys very much. Pacify, back for month number 11, saying thanks for all the hard work. No problem. Also, Blue Collar with 2 heart emojis, back for month number 23. Thank you, Blue Collar. FLM with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Zimzum, $5 super chat. It's getting dark in Metamora. Winds have dropped considerably, about almost to a light breeze. I expect that's going to change shortly. It likely did. Slowbaron, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Kelly M, $5 super chat, saying thank you for your coverage. As a teacher, I was able to get my preschoolers settled before the storm hit Grand Rapids. You helped me keep them calm through it. Happy to help out there, of course, Kelly. RM Mac, back or joining the team as a bronze member. We have Foxy sending 500 joules. I see Chandler donated as well here in chat. Day 2 of the Ryan's AC fund. Ryan's muted right now, but you can see the audible "oh my goodness."
Not again.
Chill Bill, chill Bill, chill Bill, chill Bill, chill Bill.
You had to be here yesterday
AC.
on the stream to understand that reference.
Right. Inside joke.
Ryan was hot during his stream, and his AC was working in every room except where he was streaming from. So we're trying to get that man a little more AC.
Crazy how that works. Again, thank you, Chandler, for that. Also, we have Ann W. back for another $4.99 super chat. Invaluable info heading down from Tawas. Thank you. No problem, Ann. We have Castle sending 100 joules, 200 joules. Foxy Love sending 200 joules. Danny D is sending a floating heart for 10. Melissa sending sunshine for 200. Ren Chasing, $5 super chat. How concerning do you think the atmosphere is right now in terms of the ingredients available for producing tornadoes? I would say not concerning at all. It's just damaging winds out there. We saw a little bit of rotation a little bit earlier today, but it was very weak in nature. It was just the damaging wind threat, and so that is continuing this evening. We have Vision Spell sending 550 joules, and Summer H back for month number 23 saying, hey Ryan, how's them spiders? So thank you very much for all of those super chats, and back for a couple more months here. And if you'd like to become a member, feel free to hit that join button at the bottom of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you are hearing sirens out there, as a reminder, some communities do sound the sirens for severe thunderstorm warnings. They're not called tornado sirens, they're called outdoor warning sirens. Number one, you're only supposed to hear them outdoors, so if you hear them inside, it's a bonus. But again, outdoor warning sirens can be used for more than just tornadoes. So if you're in St. Clair, Sanilac, or Huron counties where these severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect, that's likely why. Also, Lapeer County, as mentioned about 3 to 5 minutes ago, I would say 3 to 5 minutes, severe thunderstorm warning would be canceled. It has officially been canceled. It is officially 5:30 as well. And so it's just St. Clair, Macomb, Sanilac, and Huron counties in a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that is it at the current time. Gustiest of the winds right now look to be heading towards Burrville once again. Also traveling down 24-mile road, heading towards New Haven and New Baltimore. I will say this, we do have a new camera coming in soon from the New Haven area, so that'll give us a good view of that at some point when we do have that camera in. Yale, Melvin, Peck, Brown City has this wide swath of gusty winds of 60 to 70, hovering at 2,800 feet off the ground. Unconfirmed whether or not that is actually gusting to the ground, but we would not be surprised if it is. We saw it on the Harbor Beach cam picking up so much dust there up in Huron County, so wouldn't be surprised if it's doing the same further south. So that's likely what's happening here. I see a couple of comments saying the winds are a lot less in the Brown City region, so that would make sense that it is just elevated in nature. So again, limitations of technology, limitations of radar. It only shows us the lowest elevation, which is in Brown City, for example, 2,800 feet off the ground. So anything below 2,800 feet, we're not able to see that because the radar does not go that low into the atmosphere. And further away you get from the radar site, the worse it kind of gets in terms of how close to the ground we can see. See a couple of our New Haven members are watching in chat here. They're very excited for the new weather camera coming soon. More storms are possible overnight tonight. We are going to be primarily watching tomorrow, though, here across southern and southeastern lower Michigan with the cold front passing through. And so if you're enjoying your 80s today, get ready for your 60s to return for the back half of the week. It's only temporary, though. We do expect it to warm up by Memorial Day once again. But again, cold front moving through tomorrow. And we may see a couple more storms develop here later today, this evening across West Michigan. It is sunny out here once again in the Grand Rapids area, so would help redevelop some storms. May not be severe, but strong storms are still possible. We're just not seeing any of that right now on radar. Deb or anyone else that is wondering about a weather camera, feel free to contact Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com for all the details. Again, it is a sponsorship that you guys can join, and it has all the details. He can send you all the details in terms of what you would need to set up a weather camera at your location. I don't know if, Ryan, you want to touch on that a little bit? The floor is yours if so.
Not at the moment. I'm busy doing stuff.
Busy? Okay, that's okay. So yes, give Ryan an email at the earliest convenience. Again, that's Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com. He'll send you some information on what you need to know in terms of becoming a sponsor of a weather camera. We will not know of any tornadic touchdowns until National Weather Service goes out and survey. A lot of the damage we've been seeing today is straight line in nature, and that does line up pretty well with what we've been seeing on radar. Now again, we could have quick little spin-ups out there today with just a little bit of low-level spin in the atmosphere, and so we would not be surprised if survey crews went out and found brief EF0 or EF1 damage out there at some point. But for the most part, this has been straight line wind damage today. Go ahead.
We have a new top wind gust today. I don't know if you saw it come in.
Nope.
90 mile per hour wind gusts recorded in Woodbury, which is Eaton County. A roof-mounted weather station peaked gust. Heavy damage to trees.
Goodness gracious.
That was back about 3 o'clock.
That swath there that went through Iona County was pretty intense, especially since I was in it when it happened. But then again, that headed off towards Eaton County. They had that destructive severe thunderstorm warning that came in for 80 mile per hour winds plus, and it looks like, according to the report there in Eaton County, it did verify those 80 plus mile per hour winds. So that is quite incredible in terms of gusty winds out there today. The black shaded area on radar is all of the individual roads that you see. So obviously, when you get close to Oakland and Wayne County, there's roads basically every eighth of a mile out there. And so when you zoom out, it just looks like a big old mess. But you zoom in, you can see the radar a little bit better. Yeah, 90 miles per hour. That's a little breezy, I'd say. A couple more super chats coming in over here on the YouTube side of things. We got Michelle F, $2 super chat, saying a couple bucks for Ryan's AC. Also have Megan D, $2 super chat. New AC for Ryan, maybe a fan. And Kevin, $10 super chat. Thanks for all your efforts and work today. Here's a little bit more for Chill Bill. And IDK, what name to use, $1.99 super chat. What's tomorrow looking like for us with a smiley face emoji? We won't dive into tomorrow yet. We may do a briefing later this evening if we are up to the task. But again, we will talk about tomorrow here in a little bit. You'll see posts on the page later on as well in terms of details for that. But today kind of influences what happens tomorrow as well. So once today gets through, we'll give you guys an idea of what to expect for tomorrow. And right now you're looking at velocity radar, the gustiest of the winds, which right now are elevated, so a little bit higher up off the ground than expected for Sanilac and St. Clair counties especially, but also Macomb County, seeing some gusty winds through the New Baltimore, New Haven area, up towards Romeo and Armada, heading towards Memphis. You got a $1.99 super chat from Asian Sensation. Chris from Clinton Township donating to Ryan's AC Fund. Man, we got a lot of Chill Bill stuff going on today here in chat. I even missed it yesterday because I was out chasing, but again, inside joke for those who were watching the stream yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and double check real quick to make sure that our generator is not going to run out of gas. Because again, for those who are curious, I am running on generator power right now, and we do need to turn off the power to the house to refill the generator. So I'm going to go check, make sure it's still able to get through the rest of the stream here. We're very close to ending it, so it may work out perfectly. But give me 1 sec here. I don't know if Ryan, you want to bring up I know you're busy, Ryan, or Chandler, if you want to bring in your radar and talk for a little bit about what we're seeing. There's not much going on out there anyways, or if you just wanted to kind of ramble about just today in general and how it turned out, feel free to take the floor.
My camera's on. I'll be available here in like 2 seconds, so it'll take me.
Sounds good.
All right, well, Joel does that. We're really tracking the very far eastern counties here across lower Michigan, from the Thumb region, from Huron County down into Sanilac, into St. Clair as well, back down to Macomb, and even some storms lingering back down here into Detroit area. Not warned there. The ones further north here in St. Clair counties are currently warned, heading into Memphis, Columbus, Brockway, and Port Huron very soon. Lexington is on deck as well. Looks like Port Sanilac, Forester, Forestville, Harbor Beach was just impacted or being impacted right now. The only hazard out there is going to be damaging wind up to 60 miles per hour. Up here further north, we're going to be looking at some storms up here in the Tawas City area heading toward Alcona. Nothing up there looks concerning besides maybe some small hail and some gustier winds, but that looks more so sub-severe at that current time. UP up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, all clear on radar, no severe storms up there. Later on tonight, we may have some storms moving in, but those should just be general rain showers and maybe some stronger storms, but I don't think we're going to see severe weather later on tonight up in the UP. So once this line is out of the state, we should be good for the evening. Another threat does present itself tomorrow, albeit the models have been struggling with tomorrow's risk. So we'll have to kind of look at the latest data to get a better idea of what's going on. But there is technically a severe risk tomorrow across South and East Michigan, from roughly Kalamazoo to the Tri-Cities and points east to Detroit area. So that is the overview. Again, looking at a couple areas here, you guys in chat have reported that the areas that we're seeing the heaviest wind gusts on radar are not really mixing to the ground here. So that tells us most of the wind is above the surface, not reaching the ground. So that's at least good news for the time being. As Joel mentioned, we're about done with our coverage here. We're going to wait, obviously, until the storms are off into Canada or onto Lake Huron. But we are going to be um, probably wrapping up in about half hour at most.
Yeah, really by that 6 o'clock time frame.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. We should hopefully be able to make it through. It might be close though.
Well, I mean, if we go off, I can always hop back on, but we're at a point now where there's not much else happening out there
You know,
besides St. Clair County.
the severe winds aren't really being severe either. So, good news, especially if you're watching from St. Clair, Macomb, Sanilac right now. Still gusty, but not severe. Still want to be inside. I guess while we have a moment, we can go through our trusted partners. Good idea to give them the shout out they deserve. Again, we have a list of trusted partners out there. If you've dealt with any sort of storm damage today, or need some restoration work, among other multitude of services out there, again, we got a whole list for you guys to reach out to. And again, if you've been impacted, as always here at MSC, we're always covering behind the scenes. And so anytime you need those services done, we have staff on standby to point you in the right direction to one of our trusted partners across the state of Michigan. Alcona is going to get a new statement here in just a second for, I believe it's going to be for wind. But we'll go ahead and read through our trusted partners here, starting from the top. See them at the bottom of the screen. And as always, feel free to read off, or feel free to screenshot some of the phone numbers that are listed. So first and foremost, A-Class Construction and Restoration, covering Northwest Lower Michigan. American Arbor, all of your tree care needs in Southwest Lower Michigan. Apex Restoration, covering the Genesee County region and the Thumb for all of your restoration and mitigation work. Battle Creek IT, providing comprehensive IT solutions tailored to your own business needs. Trust Battle Creek IT as your trusted technology partner. Covering the entire state is Crystal Flash for all of your fuel and propane delivery needs. Inc. Media, it's a full-service digital marketing agency of over 10 years that helps businesses make their mark through online savvy website designs, and they also provide growth-focused digital marketing strategies. Katz Roofing and Siding, for all of your roofing and siding projects in the Lansing and Potterville area. Also Kuiper Tree Care. If you're in West Michigan and need some storm cleanup today, Kuiper Tree Care's got you covered. And from any damage in Southeast Michigan related to tree work, McKay Tree Specialist has got you covered there as your top option for arborist work. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding. If you're watching right now in Sanilac and St. Clair counties where there are severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, feel free to contact Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding if you do need any roofing replacement needs or roofing damage fixer-ups. Also, On Top Roofing. If you're watching from Livingston County and surrounding areas, On Top Roofing is your top option for new and replacement roofing needs. Rainbow Restoration, back over to West Michigan, Kent County and surrounding regions for all of your restoration needs. Turn to Rainbow Restoration. Great charity to donate to here. Ronald McDonald House Charities of Detroit. Number there on the screen, that 1810 number, is a number you can contact for any donations you'd like to send their way. ServPro, from fire and water damage to mold remediation and storm cleanup, ServPro is ready to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across the Lower Peninsula. Storm Guard Metro Detroit North. If you are living in Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw counties and have had storm damage today, especially with your roof or siding, Storm Guard Metro Detroit's got you covered. Also, West Michigan, once again, Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors. They are your trusted source for roofing, siding, gutters, and windows across all of West Michigan. Top Notch Tree Care for your tree service needs across the US 127 corridor that extends from Lansing to Jackson. Also, Victor's Home Solutions for all of your roofing and other exterior work across the Tri-Cities region. believe that is the end of the list. We also have Carlton, and they are the sponsor of any sort of big and small equipment for all of your storm cleanup needs. Again, Carlton Equipment Company is your go-to there, so feel free to reach out to them if you need help cleaning up your storm damage from today. But that is the list of our trusted partners here at MSC. Appreciate them for keeping operations running full time here at MSC. And so again, if you'd like to become a trusted partner, Chandler down there at the bottom of the screen is your go-to. Chandler at michiganstormchasers.com. Give them a call or an email. And we are not done yet. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning popping in. So back up to northeast lower. We did say that was going to fill in, and indeed it is. So they went statement, and now they went warning. So we thought Macomb and St. Clair is going to be the last warning, but in fact, it's Elkona County. So the National Weather Service and Gaylord has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Elkona County till 6:15 p.m. At 5:44, a severe thunderstorm was located over Mikado, or 9 miles northwest of Oscoda, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazard with this is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It is radar indicated, and roof damage, siding damage, and tree damage is all possible with this thunderstorm. This severe thunderstorm will be near Harrisville, Lincoln, and Harrisville State Park around 5:50 p.m. To report severe weather, contact your nearest local weather emergency or local law enforcement agency. They will send your report to the National Weather Service. Additionally, of course, here at Michigan Storm Chasers, you can send in your damage reports to us, and we'll also send those over to the National Weather Service, specifically up here in the Elkona region, to the National Weather Service Gaylord. For a moment here, this looks like an elevated mezzo, guys. A little bit of red and green in there.
It is. It is.
That is heading for the Harrisville area. It looks like it is just going to be a wind threat. You can see that specifically on our storm relative velocity here, right over Mikado. This is going to be heading right up towards Deller Road and McGregor Road, and eventually, of course, towards Harrisville M72 with time. And again, this will be done by 6:15 p.m. up there in northeast lower. And that is honestly the most impressive storm we have out there right now, besides what's happening in central St. Clair County, which, as you guys have been alluding to here in the comment section, not gusting to the ground. So it looks like Elkona County is going to be our main concern at the current time. That cell is about the entire size of Elkona County. It's quite the cell, but the severe parts of it are on the south and east side. Take a look at our ZDR radar. It's still a storm that's blossoming into its full potential. Storm tops, by the way, right now, upwards of 44,000 feet. So quite the tall thunderstorm. I did notice there was some hail that was actually showing up from the Detroit radar. You can see it on the Elkona radar as well. As mentioned, we're looking now at correlation coefficient. Anywhere where you see the reds and purples, that's going to be your uniform precipitation in the atmosphere, so that's going to be your rain. Again, that's circular in nature. Hail, not so much. And so that'll show up as these oranges and yellows and even greens in some cases here, embedded within the red and purple surroundings. So that is how we know that there is some hail being tumbled around the atmosphere. The hail core in this, by the way, is up towards about 17,500 feet. So not an overall too impressive of a hail core, which is why they are not issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for the hail, is more for the wind. But, you know, you can't rule out a couple small hailstones in there if you are in the Harrisville region. A couple more super chats coming in. We have Megan D, $5 super chat once again, saying, "You all are the best. Thank you for the coverage, and mods, thank you for keeping chat clean." Yes, absolutely. Can't echo that enough here, Megan. Thank you to the mods again. It got stressful out there a lot this afternoon for some of our chats, so thank you to the mods for keeping chat in check. Appreciate you guys very much. Also, we have Ashley0728 sending 650 joules, and Nathan S, $5 super chat, saying, "First time, long time, love the show. How come Canada isn't getting hit? Do you think it's mitigated by the squirt effect of Lake St. Clair?" And that is absolutely true. It could be possible. But however, we've seen it multiple times here behind the scenes. We call it Ontario magic, where sometimes you get to the inland parts of southwest Ontario, and that squeeze effect that you see down there actually does produce some rotating storms and even some tornadic thunderstorms, especially across, London, Woodstock, Stratford areas of southwest Ontario. So they're not susceptible to severe storms. An additional fact to note here is we don't have Environment Canada's severe warnings on my product, and so you won't see the warnings if they are going on in Canada. I believe the cold front is actually located out here in Nebraska, by the way, and that is what is coming tomorrow. Not to the exact severity of what's going on out there today, but if you know anyone out there in Nebraska today, in fact, out there in southeastern Nebraska, a couple of tornado warnings, in fact, a tornado emergency, which can be used as a teaching moment here at Michigan Storm Chasers. We've seen one tornado emergency ever issued in the state of Michigan all time. That was the Colin-Sherwood tornado in 2024. And that goes to show you that tornado warnings do have levels to them. And so right now in southern Nebraska right now, they do have a tornado emergency for a large tornado south of Lincoln. So just kind of a little bit of a teaching moment there. We'll go back to our Michigan radar, but that line, that cold front out there is what's coming later tomorrow. Again, it's going to be primarily kind of the repeat of today where you have winds and hail and maybe a tornado or two. But overall, it's going to be kind of the same thing where you have winds crossing the state. The severe thunderstorm warning for Huron County has been canceled. So we are now just down to portions of Macomb, St. Clair, and Sanilac counties in the thumb. And up here in Alcona County for northeast lower, 60 mile per hour winds until 6:15 p.m. for Harrisville and Lost Lake Woods. Yes, that's another thing to bring up here for those who are curious about southeast Michigan and sometimes getting avoided. Yes, Lake Erie does act as a stabilizer in some cases, especially if you have a wind out of the southeast this time of the year. Again, when you want an unstable atmosphere, you want it to be consistently warm to cool with height. Lake Erie right now, temperatures are probably 50 degrees out there, and again, the temperatures on land right now are 85 degrees. So you have that consistent warming to cooling on land. But that wind that brings the cooler environment off of Lake Erie inland, that'll make it cold and then warm and then cold again. So that's not consistently warm to cool as you get up into the atmosphere. So that is sometimes the reason why places around Lake St. Clair and Lake Erie do not get the severe storms that we often do on, say, the southwest side of the state or the west side of the state. Lake Michigan can play a role as well in terms of stabilizing the atmosphere, but you'll see this later this summer, especially when the lakes start to warm up around the state. It often will not matter how close the storms will get to Lake Erie or Lake Michigan or Lake Huron. They're still going to be severe and produce the damage that is going to be happening with any sort of severe thunderstorm warning. So we are in spring, so keep that in mind. The lakes are still cold.
Caleb behind the scenes is bringing up a good point, or not a good point, but an interesting point. It'll be interesting to see if the SPC will classify this as a derecho.
Yeah.
Because there were significant wind gusts along it, and it did exceed 60 miles in length. And the path, or the width, should I say, the path length is right around 240 miles. So it does come close to derecho criteria. We'll see if they officially mark it as one.
Yeah. We started the stream actually out like that this afternoon. Someone brought that up, is it going to be a derecho today? And I had to say, we have to wait and see until the event's actually over, until they classify it. And now that we've seen this event move through the state of Michigan, we can kind of say, well, it's close, but it needs to meet these set criteria that Ryan just listed out for it to be classified as a derecho. So we'll see. But definitely some widespread wind damage out there today. Again, for those who are curious, I'm running the stream right now on backup generator power. The winds definitely brought down a lot of power outages, or a lot of power lines across the state today, resulting in power outage totals of over, you said 80,000?
Yeah, 86,000 was the latest update I had. I must have X'd it out because I don't have it anymore. Give me a second.
All good.
93,000 now. We have several outages coming in from Lapeer, Sanilac, and Tuscola County. Also have outages coming in now from Ogama and Iosco.
That's up where this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. west. The winds right now would be over Harrisville at the current time and Black River. So quickly becoming a Lake Huron problem for those who are out there boating on Lake Huron this afternoon and evening. Those blue warning boxes you see on the screens are the special marine warnings. And as a reminder, it's like a severe thunderstorm warning for the water. You should be taking shelter in harbor until these storms do pass. Or be ready to batten down the hatches if you get caught out in this line of gusty winds. Also, in case I didn't say it, Nathan S. Again, thank you for joining the stream for the first time today. Appreciate you for tuning in. And hope to see you back here for more live streams in the future. I'll go ahead and check in on our severe winds down here in the St. Clair and Sanilac County cells, but we're not too concerned right now with the winds mixing down to the surface at 60 miles per hour, despite the fact there are severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. In fact, the majority of this rain and wind is now out of Macomb County in general, so we'll see us trim here in just a second, I would imagine, from Macomb County. Macomb County will be in the clear very, very soon. But yes, Wayne County, Oakland County, you guys are in the clear. Really anyone, honestly, it's going to be the this is M53, right? Yeah, M53 corridor and points west. You guys are now officially in the clear. It's about to be M19. So we're almost done, y'all. Let's say probably in the next 10 minutes. Another super chat coming in here. Got Sevening, I think is how you pronounce it. If not, I do apologize. $5 super chat saying, happy that the storms have cleared commerce in time for the 5th grade concert. Since my music room suffers like Ryan's studio, $2 for Chill Bill. Thank you very much, Sevening, for that support.
This is Chandler's fault.
Yes. Feel today's coverage is extra excellent. Thank you very much. I know we've kind of been struggling with our technology issues and the power outages and stuff out there. We really don't have any control over. We do appreciate the very nice comments that are coming in, whether it's a super chat or just a chat in general. Again, it means all the more to us that you guys appreciate us very much for what we were able to do. And again, right now, for severe weather that is ongoing, it is just Alcona County for our main concern, but we also do have some storms moving through Sanilac and St. Clair counties right now. Macomb County, I would say at this point, you guys are in the clear. And Alcona County, as a reminder, you guys are kind of the only big threat for 60 mile per hour winds right now that may actually be gusting down, according to Ryan, who said there was power outages coming in up here in this area.
Yeah, there is Iosco County has 537 customers out. Ogama has 1,500 customers out. Aranac has 400 customers out. Alcona County has 90 customers out.
Got it. It's a decent amount. Yeah, so Facebook, we do see the comments come in. They do not tell us whether or not they're a donated chat, though, so we are unable to kind of decipher whether or not that is sent with stars. So do apologize, but if you have donated on Facebook as well, appreciate you guys just as much. Port Huron just went really dark. Not surprised there. That is where that storm is rolling in right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to just no headphones because my headphones have died. So just another thing that's going on with technology today. There we go. Now I can hear Ryan again. At least it should be able to. I guess I can't. I don't know why that is.
Because I'm muted, that's why.
Oh. Gotcha. So again, if you are in St. Clair, Sanilac County, not whole lot concerned with the winds ongoing right now in the Port Huron area. A lot of these winds are elevated off the surface, so that means they're showing up as 60 to 70 miles per hour on radar, but that's because the lowest beam at this height in the St. Clair County area is 3,500 feet off the ground. So it's picking up what's happening at 3,500 feet off the ground, but not what's happening down at 0 feet off the ground. And so a lot of you guys have been reporting that these winds are not actually going up to 60 miles per hour. So that's good news there. But the severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect as of an abundance of caution at the current time. Yes, if you're in Macomb County, you guys are okay. Good news, the Alcona County storm actually has been canceled early. So Alcona,
Already?
Yeah, they canceled Alcona. It's offshore now. So Alcona in the clear. So this is now where our coverage started. What was it? 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon? Something like that. It's been a while.
In a while.
So if you guys have been tuning in throughout the day, throughout the power outages and whatnot, thank you guys so much for your patience. We're just about done here. So as always, quick couple little self-plugs for the channel. Once and always, feel free to hit that like button on your way out if you feel you are done with the severe today. And that's pretty much everyone besides St. Clair County at this current time. I do appreciate it very much. Of course, drop a follow if you are new here to the state of Michigan or to our page here at Michigan Storm Chasers. We've been covering every single severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning in the state from beginning to end, dating back through late 2023. So we won't miss a beat. Even when technology sometimes fails us, we're going to find ways to stay live or come back live as possible. As always, our live streams can be found Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch TV, and TikTok. So if you know anyone that may not, say have a Facebook account or a YouTube account, or they may have a different social media account, we are always live on 5 different social media platforms. So any social media platform, MI Storm Chasers, we are going to be live on if possible. As always, again, if you would like to become a trusted partner or would like to sponsor a weather camera, again, contact Chandler or Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com. As always, you can support the page by dropping donations on our website or, of course, dropping a super chat here in chat, or, as always, becoming a member by hitting the join button or becoming a member on Patreon. That is patreon.com/Michigan Storm Chasers. What we do here, if you guys aren't aware, is full-time. We do this full-time 365 days a year, so whatever you guys are able to donate, we appreciate it very much, but again, it is completely optional. Fun way you guys can support our channel, by the way, and get something in return is by, finding out where our merch is located on our website. We have a lot of custom merch out there now, including our Color Rush shirts and summer tank tops. Again, it's on our website, michiganstormchasers.com. And it is going to be under our support tab along with all of our other ways to support daily operations. So that is kind of the gist here at Michigan Storm Chasers. And we are very close to being done here.
Joel.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tap out quick. I got to make a video real quick for Matt. So
Sounds good.
I'm going to pop out. I will see you all later. If you happen to need me still, just get a hold of me in chat.
Okay. Sounds
I'll be
good.
around if needed.
All right.
I'll see you guys. If not back by the time Joel's on the stream. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you, Ryan. So Port Huron, you guys are being impacted right now by these gusty winds. If not, within the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, right now, if it's not severe winds, it's just thunder, lightning, kind of your average Joe sort of thunderstorm. Also heading up towards Lakeport, Gardendale, down towards Marysville right now as well. And that is where the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. We also have one in effect for Applegate, Crosswell, Lexington Heights. This storm has pretty much weakened to a point where it is no longer a concern. But still, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect here. And this is in effect for 9 more minutes at the most, along with severe thunderstorm warning actually at the south is in effect till 6:30. I would imagine this is also going to be dropped within the next 10 minutes too. So we're very close. And as a reminder, it is clear and sunny actually in portions of West Michigan across the state. So we're clearing out pretty well for the rest of the evening. Thunderstorms are still possible later tonight. We'll have to take a look at some of the models behind the scenes in terms of how this atmosphere outside has recovered with how much sunshine we've gotten beyond this line of storms. But our main concern for severe weather in the next 24 to 36 hours is going to be throughout the daytime day on Tuesday. So that'll be May 19th. So we'll have more details on our page throughout the next 12 hours between now and tomorrow morning. And again, additionally, if you would like to become a member on Patreon, patreon.com/Michigan Storm Chasers, or you can become a member here on YouTube or on Discord or Facebook. Again, if you become a paid member on one of those platforms, you will see sometimes often early forecasts. And so that's another perk as you would like to get in return for supporting operations here full-time at Michigan Storm Chasers. So some of those forecasts will be out tonight. Some of them will be out tomorrow morning. We'll keep you guys covered from beginning to end no matter what happens. But we are very close to ending this stream. But yes, Lapierre's in the clear. Again, it's M19 and points west. You guys are in the clear. If you are east of M19, which for those who don't know is this little highway that runs from Bad Axe down to Sandusky, down through Emmett, Memphis, and Richmond, that is your M19 corridor. If you're to the east of that, you're still technically in the threat. But right now, that threat is confined to the Port Huron area here in St. Clair County. I have a lot of notifications popping in behind the scenes. I have not checked out in forever. So again, hopefully everyone was able to survive the day. Hopefully this information was useful for you guys. There's the trim of the severe thunderstorm warning officially from Macomb. Remains in effect for 21 more minutes at most for eastern St. Clair counties. But as I was mentioning, hopefully you guys are okay. You're able to take shelter when needed from these severe thunderstorms. Most of the gusts of 70 miles per hour or greater were really to the west of I-75 today. Again, it hits kind of that stable area thanks to Lake Erie here in southeast Michigan and sometimes Lake Huron. It does start to weaken the storms a little bit, but again, it's been quite the day. We've had some significant damage, including the most significant damage to, I believe, an airport. I saw some planes flipped over in Lansing. There's also a school that got its roof completely ripped off in Eaton County, so around Lansing as well, where the destructive severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. And as always, we have a lot of damage reports already filtering thanks to you guys, the viewers, on our page, primarily on our Facebook page, Michigan Storm Chasers. Feel free to drop a follow. Again, it's where all of our forecasts and damage reports come in, but some of them can also be viewed over on our Instagram and X pages as well. So if you'd like to see what has all happened today in terms of damage across the state, we got you covered after the storm is over as well over on our other social media pages that specialize in social media posts. In terms of the grand old question of were there any tornadoes today, can't confirm that yet. Of course, again, most of what we've seen today is straight line wind damage. There's a couple spots in there where we did see a little bit of brief weak rotation kind of embedded within the line, kind of similar to what we saw on May 15th last year. We had those embedded vortices up and down the line. We saw that today a little bit, but a lot of the rotation today was a little bit weaker than what we saw last year. So that's good. We didn't see the tornadoes that we saw last year, but the wind was still quite the factor out there today, with some places seeing 80 mile per hour winds, and in fact, our highest gust of 90 mile per hour winds around Lansing. So we'll go ahead and split screen this warning here real quick. 2:30 at 41 is the storm motion. And the wind is not that impressive that I'm seeing here on the right side of the screen. Again, we're not seeing the bright reds and bright greens that we were seeing earlier. Left side of the screen is your reflectivity. That is the rain that is falling, how heavy it is. in the reds. The lighter is going to be your greens and yellows. So about 5 to 7 minutes away from this being done. Again, it's in Lakeport in Port Huron right now. But this is significantly weakened. Let us know what you guys are seeing in terms of the wind speed estimated, or if you do have a tempest weather station, let us know what you guys are recording. But right now, again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60 mile per hour winds. Not really having any reports come in right now, according to the National Weather Service or you guys here in chat, of those 60 mile per hour winds. But if they are occurring, it's going to be right now in Port Huron, Gardendale, and Lakeport areas. That's about it. If you're to the west or to the south or to the north, just some average rain and some thunderstorms moving in right now. So a reminder, please keep it family friendly in chat. Please be nice. Again, our moderators are not afraid to take action as needed. So additionally, we do have auto mod on. So if at any point today you're typing in all caps or sent too many emojis in there, sometimes the auto mod does get you. So make sure anytime our moderators post the rules in chat that you are following them, because sometimes our auto mod, it's not our actual human mods, but our auto mod does automatically block you from commenting for 5 minutes or something like that, something small. So make sure to read those rules and keep it family friendly. Gusted to 43 via handheld anemometer there, very southeast corner of North Street. Thank you very much, Lauren. So that is sub-severe. Again, severe starts at 60 miles per hour. That's 60. So really anything 55 and lower, that is sub-severe. Still strong, for sure. So strong thunderstorm at the very least ongoing here in St. Clair County, but it does not appear that it is severe at the current time. I see Andrea Red sending 2 joules, and Dinkle Z sending 20 joules, and Yoder Yeti, $2 super chat. Funds from Lapeer Deer for Chill Bill. Y'all rock. Thank you very much, Yoder. Ryan will be happy to know that he is still getting funds for his AC. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for the nice comments, everyone. Not much damage. Small, medium branches laying down the road right now. Andrew, I'm going to guess that's probably where the storm is right now in St. Clair County. And we're almost through it. We're about 3 minutes now from this line of storms being completely through St. Clair and even southern Sanilac counties. Still going to see some thunder and lightning, of course, but not severe winds. So once this line is no longer severe warned, we'll go ahead and hop off. Again, we got to figure out what we're going to do for this evening, because again, I am without power. I'm running on generator power right now over here in West Michigan from the storms that moved through earlier. And I believe Ryan may still be dealing with some power or internet issues, maybe not. So he might be your host later tonight as needed, or even Chandler may be back to host as well. So we'll see. There's no tornado warnings in effect right now. Highest active alert is always going to be listed at the bottom of the screen. Tornado warnings are higher than severe thunderstorm warnings in the order of importance, and right now there's none of those in effect. So you'll probably see that change to severe thunderstorm watch here very shortly. And again, watch means we're still watching out for severe weather, but I can tell you guys right now that that watch is going to be canceled pretty soon here, prior to the 8 p.m. deadline that it will actually expire. Zooming back in on St. Clair County, St. Clair North, up towards Port Huron. Those intense reds are now pretty much over into Sarnia and onto Lake Huron at the current time. So if you're in Southwest Ontario, it's an Ontario problem. This line does extend all the way up towards Lake Huron, so towards the Goderich area in Owen Sound. So again, if you're in Southwest Ontario today, this line of storms is heading your way this evening with some gusty winds of 60 miles per hour possible. I would say short term, yes, you are in the clear for tonight once this line goes through. We will still be watching for redevelopment later tonight. Not sure exactly where. Again, the atmosphere right now, if you guys are curious, over here in West Michigan and in the Upper Peninsula, it is sunny outside. And sun equals fuel. It heats up the atmosphere. It consistently gets it warmer to cooler, as I mentioned earlier, those lapse rates, warmer to cooler as you go up in the atmosphere. And so that does allow instability to seep back in behind this initial line. So we'll see if any of that instability is enough to produce storms overnight. If so, we will need to be watching for more severe weather later tonight. If not tonight, of course, it would be later tomorrow afternoon, especially in southern Michigan for primarily a damaging wind risk, kind of similar to today. And there we go. The severe thunderstorm
Busy
watch.
weather day, Joel.
What's up?
What a busy weather day. Coming
Yes.
to an end.
It all ended at the exact same time. The severe thunderstorm watch and our severe thunderstorm warnings have all been canceled at the exact same time. You'll see that orange box pop off for St. Clair County in just a second. Bottom of the screen, we are now in all clear mode. So there's Chandler once again there, bring him back in.
What up?
So now that we are in all clear mode, Chandler, is there anything you want to end the stream with? Any sort of shameless plugs or anything like that? I kind of already went through a lot of it. I don't know if you heard, but
Did you go through the new merch?
yes.
All of it? Wow.
Well, I haven't showed off the new merch, but I talked about it a little bit.
Limited edition tie-dye. Those are out.
Oh, I did not talk about that actually. So
Limited edition tie-dye. Be sure to check out Michigan Storm Chaser store. Get them while they're still in stock.
I believe the link to that is michiganstormchasers.com/shop, if I recall. So there you go. If you're looking for a summer shirt,
This is Tyler. When is the Chill Bill merch coming out?
Tyler says, when is the Chill Bill merch coming out? That's funny.
Chill Bill merch will be here soon. The pictures that I was using of Ryan to look warm just made him look like a burn victim. And I was like, I can't put that on a shirt. So
There you go.
maybe
Yes.
tomorrow.
Tie-dye shirts now on the store. And it looks like our mods did link our store here in chat. So again, michiganstormchasers.com/shop. Again, we have our Color Rush shirts, we have our tie-dye shirts, all of them there. And again, feel no need to support, but all of the proceeds from your merch purchases do help Michigan Storm Chasers operations. So appreciate you guys very much for supporting. And in return, of course, you get a really cool MSC merch shirt to wear around. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here and run the outro and figure out operations for the rest of the evening. Once again, I am Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma here at the top of the screen. We also have Vice President and Growth Director Chandler right below me. We are the Michigan Storm Chasers signing off for now. If we need to go live later, it will be part 5 coverage. Hopefully we don't need to. Hopefully we can call it an evening, call it early. But we have more forecasts coming your way for what's happening tomorrow across portions of central and southern lower Michigan. So stay tuned for that. All of our physical forecast posts can be found on our Facebook page as well as our Instagram and X page at MI Storm Chasers. As always, feel free to drop a like and a follow on the way out. And we'll catch you guys soon for more severe weather coverage right here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.